So the Twitter Elon Musk saga, I want to say is coming to an end, but I know that that's just not right. This is going to keep going on for a while, I think. Twitter shares are down 7% after Elon Musk announced that he no longer wants to buy the company. The plan to scrap the $42 billion takeover comes amid claims that the number of spam and fake accounts on the social platform are higher than 5%. Twitter's board plans to take legal action to enforce the deal. So, David, I'm going to pass it down to you. What do you think? It's like we got this ongoing fisticuffs between Twitter and Elon Musk.
Well, I just wanted to get on first because I want to make sure that we don't buy the false framing that Elon Musk has successfully imposed on this situation. The question about fake accounts is a complete red herring. He has never been acting in good faith. The question is why. He never actually intended to buy Twitter. The question is, what was the actual goal? Some people think he was just joking, that this was all a lark. But I want to highlight that in late April, he sold $8 billion worth of Tesla stock, supposedly to raise the cash for this sale. He's not, giving back that money. He's going to keep the proceeds from that stock, which, by the way, has dropped in value by, whatever it is, 50% in the 2 months since then. So one compelling theory is that his entire purpose in pretending that he wanted to buy Twitter in the first place was so that he could sell off Tesla stock while it was inflated. And more broadly, I think this speaks to my takeaway on this situation, which is that we as a culture, the richest man in the world right now is just a dishonorable liar who doesn't think he has to play by anybody else's rules. And I think that's a really bleak place. So the niceties and the legal letters and all of this stuff about him supposedly getting bad information from Twitter, it's all completely a distraction and a misrepresentation. And he's not being transparent about his real purposes here. And I really, really hope that the SEC and other regulators and the authorities overseeing this transaction actually try and make him pay some consequences. I mean, he's deep in this. He's not supposed to be able to back out of this deal at this point. The $1 billion payoff thing also not actually an option. So it's going to be very interesting to see how far he can get by just being a bully, because he's completely in the wrong here.
I'll pick it up. It's interesting on a few different levels. The meme games going on yesterday, if you saw those, where Elon was tweeted a few different memes making fun of Twitter, saying like, we're going to take you to court, we're going to get all the information about the bots we wanted to in the first place. He's just playing chess, right? So there's that level to it. Like, is this just a continuation of like the games, like he's just bored? But then there's also like the human side of it. There's a lot of people who lost their jobs at Twitter because they were expecting this new management to come in, and then he's pulling out at the last second and saying he's not going to take ownership of it. What happens to those people, right? I don't know how many people it is, but it does suck to lose your job for nothing, right? No reason at all. They restructured a lot of Twitter over the last few weeks with the intention of bringing Elon on board. He said that he was going to cut a lot of the Twitter staff beforehand already. And so they're preparing for that. He even had an all hands meeting with the Twitter team. So it's just very odd to see this continue to roll out and be an issue. And like with the bot thing, right? Like he's still using Twitter actively, right? It's not stopping him from using it as a platform. The bots are not stopping him from being interested in it to broadcast his own message. In fact, that's the place he goes to already, right? So like how much of a discount should he really take on it just because there's bots going on or there's a bot problem with it? Like he obviously values it himself for his normal communication. So I don't really see why he wouldn't be interested in fulfilling the promise of the purchase here. But the memes are pretty good. Wendy, I'll throw it up to you.
So a couple of things that come to mind here. First off, last night, I was like 9:30 at night. I saw this tweet. I was like, what in the actual heck is happening? I'm like hysterically laughing. My daughter runs in the room. She's like, Mommy, what's so funny? I'm like, nothing, baby, nothing. Twitter's being silly. But anyways, first thing, I always am very curious as I want to know why they're putting this type of information out. So I like to follow the money, and I also like to pay attention to other media headlines that aren't being talked about. Because sometimes this type of stuff is used as psyops to kind of take attention from other particular things happening. Because there's a lot of stuff happening on a global scale, especially the last week. Next, yes, Twitter does have a problem with bots, but it is a very, very valuable platform. And the last thing that I want to bring up is talking a little bit about the type of person that Elon Musk is, or the type of personality somebody with that type of money is. So when you see people that he's probably bored with things, probably bored with his day-to-day basics, and the amount of power and money he has, it's a game to him, it's fun to him. And to really take a step back and to analyze people, and when they put themselves in these different positions, like you'll see a lot of like musicians or actors or political people with power, they do interesting things for pleasure and for play. And I think that's just what Elon Musk is doing. He's half serious, but he's not serious, and he's kind of just playing to see how far he can go. It's kind of like a child that's being really, really naughty, and they're pressing their parents, like my daughter, she's going to be 6 soon, and she likes to press my buttons to see how far she goes. So I feel like Elon Musk is just acting like a kid. And, if you want to pay attention to it, great. If not, that's fine too, but it is what it is.
I think when those actions start directly affecting the lives of others and the bank accounts of others who maybe don't have as many funds as you do, that's when it becomes a problem. And I think that's where we are, Wendy. So it is sad to see. And I don't, like I said at the beginning of the segment, I don't think it's over. But until next time, I don't think it is too. But at the same time, like I don't think he cares about anybody but himself. And that just goes to show what type of person he is. And I mean, it's unfortunate people have lost their jobs. It's unfortunate the type of turmoil it's costing people financially. But at the same time, I'm looking at it like I feel for them, but I'm also looking at the type of person he is and trying to gain perspective as to why he's acting the way that he acts, because being able to read people is a very, very important part of my job. And he doesn't care about anybody but himself. And that's why I don't understand why people idolize other people with money. These people with money do not care about you. They don't care about your families. They don't care about your lives. Go idolize somebody in your community, go do something good and help them do better, because these people with money, they're just using you. You're just a pawn in their chess game or whatever it is they're trying to prove.
Yeah, and that's particularly important to a message to get across to a lot of fans of Elon Musk who are out there defending him.